Okay, we're back for another video, or depending on which video you're watching, what order you're watching these videos in, this could be the first video. But this is an important one because I think this might be the answer for a lot of people who are feeling like they're in a rut with their creativity and their songwriting, especially people that collaborate and work with other artists. We're all social distancing right now, so it's really hard to get everybody together for band practice. Got a couple tips. We'll take a few minutes to outline some ways that you can continue creating, that you can continue collaborating, and that you can continue connecting with your fans remotely. So if you're watching this live, go ahead and, if you wouldn't mind, tag a musician or a producer or someone that you think might want this information. Giving all this stuff away for free on the live stream, editing the videos later for education purposes for my students who are all stuck at home. If you're a musician or you're someone who creates and you're trying to figure out what to do now that you can't get together with your buddies, this one's for you. All right, so first things first, let's talk about continuing to create. Everybody's got a lot of downtime. We're spending time at home. Just remember that your experience is shared by a lot of people. And this is a great opportunity for you to write about your experience. Great piece of advice that a really talented songwriter once told me is that your story is also someone else's story. Just because you might not feel like it is everybody's experience, but if one person out there can resonate with your song, then that's a sign of a good song. Just remember that no school or no work or no whatever it is we would normally be doing, that doesn't mean no music practice. You still got to continue working on your instrument and practicing. Now's a great time to do it. We've got more free time now than ever. All right, let's talk about continuing to collaborate. We're going to use the tools that we have to keep growing with our peers, even though we can't necessarily meet up in person. Band practice is kind of tough when we're all social isolating. We're going to learn about some ways that we can use those tools to overcome that. Now's a great time to get in touch with your team. So if you collaborate, if you're in a band, if you are working on collaborative music with other producers or other songwriters, now is a great time to get in touch with them and figure out what your common goals are. Figure out what you have access to that maybe your friends don't, or what your friends maybe have access to in terms of studio equipment or whatever that you may not, and figure out what your goal is, what you want to achieve with this downtime. Do you want to write new songs? Do you want to record new songs? Do you want to market the songs that you've already written and recording? Just kind of come up with some stuff that everybody feels like this is definitely where we're at right now as a group, and come up with that common goal, and then outline the tools that we're going to talk about in this video to continue to work towards those things. Last but not least, we want to continue connecting remotely, of course, with our fans. Everybody's at home with so much free time right now. We have an opportunity to be that distraction from stress, that distraction from dealing with being stuck with friends and family, all that kind of stuff. We have a unique opportunity to entertain people right now. And so we want to make sure that we use that opportunity. All right, so creating. I think time spent at home, the best thing that you could be doing is recording yourself. We talk in my class a lot about the importance of sketchbooks. Writing things down with pen and paper helps commit them to memory. And that's all good, but since we're all stuck at home in the same place anyways, I think that remembering all of your work is probably not the biggest issue right now. We just want to focus on documenting it. So a couple options that you can record. If you've got a desktop or a laptop computer at home, the highest quality programs, in my opinion, but also the highest price point is Pro Tools. Great tool if you're recording lots of live instruments. If you're a vocalist who wants to record lots of takes of you singing, Pro Tools is definitely the best option for recording, in my opinion. If you are more of like the digital beat maker type, or if you're someone who records a little bit, but really it's a lot of digital elements that support your music, Ableton is the way to go. If we look over here on the web browser that I have pulled up, Avid, which is the company that makes Pro Tools, they have an eligibility and verification page that you can Google search for. For those of you that are students or teachers like me, there are huge discounts to be able to purchase this software. So if you search this Avid Academic Eligibility and Verification, you can find more information about that. On the Ableton side, you can just search Ableton student discount. You can see that's a 40% discount, which is pretty awesome. The Suite version of Ableton, which is normally almost $800, you can save $300 on that. And pro tip for Ableton users or people that want to own Ableton, keep your eye on eBay because people sell their old licenses. Ableton has a license transfer system. A lot of times, we're currently on version 10 of the software is the newest one, but a lot of times you can find version 8 or version 9 really, really discounted. Get a license transfer for super cheap, and then you can, once you own that license, you can legitimately upgrade through their upgrade path on the website. And I did this myself when I bought Ableton, and I ended up saving like $450 by buying a used license on eBay and then upgrading. Logic and FL Studio, great apps. I think Logic by itself costs $200, but if you buy it in this Pro Apps bundle for education, you get Logic and MainStage and some video editing software and a bunch of stuff all for $200, which is cheaper than a lot of the other options. Logic is awesome if you're an Apple user and if you do both recording and digital composition as a part of your music. It's like a great middle ground between both of those things. FL Studio, if you're the beat making type or if you're someone that wants to compose most of what you're doing on the computer, also has an educational and an academic version of their software for cheap, which is awesome. A Google search will give you all the answers on all of this stuff. But for those of us that are not fortunate enough to be in a situation where we have money to spend on music software, Reaper is unanimously, I hear from everybody, Reaper is unanimously the best free recording software out there. And if you are an OS X, if you're a Mac user, GarageBand is also free. It's like a more simple version of a lot of the stuff that Logic can do, and that's a great option as well. Now, that's if you're on desktop or laptop. If you're using a phone or a tablet, FL Studio Mobile and iMachine are great apps. Not super high-end for recording stuff, but great for the digital composition. Also, GarageBand has a pretty cheap app that will allow you to record on multiple tracks. And if you're just trying to experiment with some stuff, if you're not necessarily trying to record a composition, but more just accompany yourself, Loopy is an awesome app. I believe it's for iPad and other tablets. And it just gives you basically 3 tracks that you create a loop and you can press on the next track and start recording over that loop. Have independent control of your 6 different loops that you recorded. And you can kind of start to create a composition live and jam with yourself that way. It's a great thing for that. If you don't have money to spend on apps, there's tons of free apps. Your phone comes with a voice recorder app. You can share that app via text message or via email to your collaborators. And just go to your app store and search for free music making apps. You'd be surprised. There's like dozens and dozens of apps out there. And because it's free, you really have nothing to lose but maybe a little bit of your time. You never know what weird app and weird workflow that a certain app has will inspire you to create a new song or have a new musical idea. And at the end of the day, one new good idea makes it worth downloading that app. So that's a big win if you can pull that off. So those are plenty of ways that you can record yourself with simple technology at home. I record demo ideas on my phone microphone all the time. It's not great quality, but it gets the job done. It documents my idea. It makes me able to go back and remember what I was working on. And more importantly, it allows me to share those ideas with people that I don't necessarily have direct access to. Can't go hang out with people while we're social isolating. Send them a demo on your phone. And on the note of collaborating, there's some great apps out there that I use to collaborate with artists all the time. I'm in the middle of co-producing an EP with some friends of mine who live in Hawaii. We obviously don't have access to hang out with each other or be in the studio at the same time, but maybe once or twice a year. So most of the time, we're on our desktop or laptop computers, and we're using apps like Google Drive for free file hosting and file sharing. We're using apps like SoundCloud with private links. You can see this little orange padlock icon. When I uploaded this track, I made it private, and now when I share, at the very end of the URL, let's see if it'll let me show this. At the very end of the URL, it gives me this little code. Anyone without these last 7 digits or so of this code will not be able to view the file. And so it gives you some privacy while still being able to share what you're working on with other people, which is awesome. Can't recommend this app enough. Discord. I think it gets a funny rap for being a nerdy gamer app, but I'm seeing the musician community grow on Discord so big, especially those that are already producing in the digital world, people that are making beats and making hip-hop music and that type of stuff tend to be a little more in tune with some of the technology. And so as a result, you're seeing lots of small to mid-size record companies. Their communities are moving off of Facebook and they're moving onto Discord because it allows them for things like file sharing really easily, multiple different channels so you can discuss things like music and have a different channel from your general chat, have a different channel, private channels, for example, for like people that are in the band only or that are working for the record label only get access to that chat. And it allows also for voice and video chat, which is huge when you're trying to collaborate with people and communicate with people. Last but not least, collaborating on desktop is Splice. Splice is an awesome app. It syncs with a lot of the recording programs that are out there already. I use it with Pro Tools and Ableton. Let's see if it will let me log in here real quick so you can see what the studio section looks like. And here's a bunch of my collaborative tracks, some stuff that I've uploaded and some stuff that people have uploaded and sent to me. But basically, you install this app, it creates a folder on your computer, and it's similar to Dropbox or any of those other file sharing programs, but this one specifically shares project files with your music recording software. So if I'm working on a track with someone else on Ableton, I'm able to easily open up that project, make some changes, save it. Because it's saved in my Splice folder, it will automatically update on the other person's computer as well. And that way we're able to quickly and easily expand on the same project file together. If you're on your phone or your tablet, you don't necessarily have access to all of this stuff. Still, SoundCloud allows you to upload files from your phone. So if you're using your voice recorder or some other music app that allows you to export an audio file on your phone, you can upload that to SoundCloud via the free SoundCloud app, make it private, and then share it with your collaborators that way. Discord also has a phone app. I would say the desktop app runs a little bit better, but the phone app still is pretty clutch. Being able to video chat with someone like that on your phone, quickly send links back and forth, very helpful. Kind of a similar thing to Discord, though I'm not sure it does the video chat, is Slack. Same kind of concept. Multiple collaborators are able to join the same Slack server or the same Slack group. You're able to create multiple different threads and subjects specific to what you want your collaborators to talk about, and you can easily share some links back and forth that way as well. All right, now let's talk about how we can reach our fans remotely. Live streaming is on the rise. I'm sure you guys have noticed it as well. Instagram on the top of your app is just full of so-and-so is live now. The great thing about that is more people streaming means more people are watching live streamers. So if you're on a desktop, this is the app that I use. I do all of my live streaming and a lot of my video recording with OBS. That's Open Broadcast Studio. Software for desktop or your laptop computer. Very deep dive to get into all of the world of live streaming there. There's tons of resources available for free on YouTube. This is maybe a video that we can expand on later if there's a big desire for people that want to live stream. But just know that it's there and that it's free and it's cross-platform, PC and Mac. And it's super powerful, and it's what a lot of the people that you watch live streaming on Facebook and YouTube, et cetera, are probably using this app. Voice and video calls is a great way to get a group of people together if you wanted to perform for a select audience. Discord is great because it allows for a lot of people in the same video chat. Skype, I think, is a little more one-to-one. So you may just want to use that to reach specific fans or super fans or someone who's really been a supporter of your music for a long time. Zoom allows for multiple people on the same call. I have not used that one as much, though I have seen some people use Zoom group calls in conjunction with OBS, and they've been able to live stream multiple collaborators having a conversation together, which is very cool. Of course, you can use SoundCloud and Bandcamp. Those are free ways that you can upload your music and have that available to your fans online. I think I harp on SoundCloud a lot, so I'm sure everybody is very familiar with that. Bandcamp, I've noticed a correlation that they tend to serve the traditional music a little bit more, whereas SoundCloud tends to serve the electronic music and hip-hop music a little bit more. But there's definitely crossover of both fan bases on both platforms. And I just think in today's day and age, there are more people that are fans of more genres of music that are not just identifying as being a fan of hip-hop or not just identifying as being a fan of rock and roll music. I think there's more people that like more stuff. So I think now more than ever, it's important that your music is available on as many of those platforms as possible. I talk about this a lot. I have great success using email campaigns. I think for a lot of the people that are watching this, you're probably, I think a lot of like older teens to mid-20s tends to be the audience that I reach the most. And obviously, if you're one of my students, you, of course, are a teenager. So I would say on the whole that MailChimp reaches an older age group than your age. But knowing that, we can use this to shape our email campaigns in a certain way that might favor the information that we know about people that are a few years older than us, what they might be interested in, how they like to be talked to. We can just use all this information to our advantage. Don't hesitate to make a post on your existing social media account saying, hey, I'm starting a mailing list. I want to be able to contact you directly with some exclusive recordings, some demos, some photos, some blog posts, whatever it is you want to share with your fans, and let people know, let your Instagram following know, or let your Twitter following know, hey, this is content that I'm not going to be posting on Instagram and on Twitter. If you're really interested in what I'm doing and you want more of this information directly, you got to sign up for my mailing list. And you'll be probably pleasantly surprised at how many people opt in to DM you their contact info because they want to stay in touch with you in that way. Now, this is a lot to think about. A lot of stuff to post, a lot of stuff to schedule, a lot of stuff to organize, and the app that I find the most useful for that is this app here called Hootsuite. My personal music account, I post less often, and as a result, I get less engagements, and it's just solely due to how much time it takes to do all that stuff. But for my hip-hop group that I perform in, we're very, very active on our social media, and we're posting at least once a day. And the way that we're able to pull that off is by organizing all of our posts. I'll show you an example. Log into my Hootsuite here. Let's scroll back to this last week. On a free account, you can connect Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or you can connect whatever you want, but up to 3 accounts, and those are the ones that we choose. And so we take photos, we meet up every Friday, we schedule out posts, and we make them go out to those 3 social media platforms. And then on the day, at the time that we have scheduled, it just posts for us. So instead of us having to get on the app every day, we only have to get on the app once a week to set up all of this stuff. And then our only job is just once a new post drops to keep our notifications on for about an hour or 2 after the post comes live, so that anyone that comments, we can just take an opportunity to be up to date that they're trying to reach out to us, respond to them in a timely manner. That helps people feel like they're special in your world of your social media account, and it helps the app know that you're being active on the app, that you are helping people be active on the app. And so it commenting quickly and responding quickly helps your engagement go up further. Yeah. Hopefully with these tips, you've got some stuff that you can read into. Again, Google search and YouTube will expand a little bit more on how to use these apps specifically. I'll continue to add more information to the pool here about those specific platforms that I use in future videos, but definitely take an opportunity to connect with your collaborators, the people that you like to make music with, the people that you feel creatively inspired by. Take a moment to document what you are doing musically at home with all of the different techniques and tips and software that we talked about. And then once you have that common goal and you're able to document, you're able to create some content, go ahead and just start reaching out to fans. People are waiting to hear news and to get a piece of art sent to their doorstep, metaphorically sent to their doorstep, sent to their social media timeline and stuff, is a great and welcome breath of fresh air from all of the other news that comes to people all the time. You'll be surprised how many people are really grateful to see that you have created something new and that you want to share it with them. Good luck, stay productive, practice your instruments. I'll be back for more videos soon. Peace out.